Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where it is my birthday and I will be doing a reaction and review to Happy Birthday by ALiA. As always, this is the review video. If you want to see the reaction first of all, you can watch that by pausing this video, clicking the link in the description below, which will open up a separate little player where you can see the song along with me if you haven't heard it before, or if you just want to see my reaction. First of all, before I get into it, I shall point out that I did watch the live version because it was the only video they had on their channel, but they have got a comment in the description that you might have noticed if you've seen the reaction, where apparently there's a music video. Couldn't find it on their channel. They have got an audio-only version as well, which maybe I should have checked out. However, yeah, I checked out the live version, and then afterwards, just between doing that and doing this, I had a little listen to the audio-only version of it as well. So, what do I think? Because here comes the review, by the way. If you haven't watched the reaction already, too late. I'm about to give you the review, so pause it now, quick. No? Too late. Okay. What did I think of this song? I was really blown away by this. I mean, you guys already know that I really like this band. I think this band are kind of something special. Not for everyone's taste, I'm more than willing to admit that, but they, I think one thing I can say about them is a similar thing, and I've said this before, to what I would say about Wagaki Band, in that I just think they've initially started with such a good setup. I mean, Wagaki Band is the mixture of traditional Japanese instruments against modern contemporary rock instruments. With these guys, it's more of a fusion of different sort of poppy and rocky elements, you know, having a keyboard player who is not frightened to go through all kinds of different sounds, everything from synths to pianos to, you know, a full range of acoustic to electric sounding sounds, along with violinist, one guitarist, which means that they're not overly relying on the rock sound, bass, drums, and vocals. Obviously, they got a fantastic lineup, and they seem to be willing to do everything, like I say, from pop to more rock stuff. Now, I loved immediately the riff that came in that sounded like, when I heard it live, it sounded, probably because of distortion, almost like a harpsichord. But having heard the studio version, it seems to be like a distorted piano, that sound when the song first comes in. But I love that sort of crazy frenetic riff where it's just sounds almost like some kind of ragtime, bluesy, over-the-top twiddly piano thing. But it just sounds really immediately engaging. And then the song comes in and it's got this dancey, sort of swingy feel to it. The vocal melodies in this are brilliant. I love the fact that during the verses, the way the vocal sort of speeds up and slows down and rides around the rhythm, it's like hip-hop. I mean, it's got a hip-hop-like quality to just how rhythmic it is, whilst also being quite melodic. Just the whole setup of this in the verses is so interesting. The way that in the first verse, you've got that insane blast of like the bass, you know, the slap bass going on there. The piano then following that up with, you know, riffing a little bit more on the back of it. There was some real sort of, you know, twiddle stuff that was nice, because the twiddle stuff was kept in the background. It was behind the vocals, thickening up the sound. So underneath you have the core of the song is this sort of very dancey 1-2 sort of bass, you know, with the drum line, with the kick of the drums, and then you've got that sort of underpinning everything, and then you've got the vocals on the top layer being quite interesting and playful, and then underneath that, thickening it all up, you've got all these, you know, wonderful creative works happening with the bass and with the piano, and the violin adding a much sort of smoother, relaxed sound to, if you like, hold everything together, be the cement between all of the notes. There was some really lovely layering in this song. But what works is that when it comes into the chorus, everything just unifies, comes together, and just becomes one big, solid, chanting chorus machine. It's got your millennial whoa-ohs. We all love the millennial whoa. And that was brilliant as well. The chorus was really earwormish. It's the sort of thing that you're not going to get out of your head quickly, certainly still stuck in my head, which makes it a fantastic chorus. Choruses should be catchy. That's just how choruses work in the poppy context. I loved that. Just the whole bounce of the song was fantastic in the chorus. Now, what intrigued me here is I was thinking, well, after we had like this really interesting, playful verse, we've had this really unified, heavy, simple, catchy chorus. What are we going to do for the bridge? They didn't disappoint. What I really loved about this is in the verses, they were playful enough to contend with any, you know, sort of contemporary jazz bands. They had just that level of playfulness musically. You're thinking, these are really fantastic musicians. In the chorus, it was anthemic enough to challenge any pop group. But in the bridge, they went another step forward. And I think they did a bridge that was heavy enough to contend with any sort of EDM or metal act. I love the fact that the guitarist, I've got one guitarist, remember, guitarist switches into this nice, good low, but, low in the sort of way that it had a lot of body to the sound, but not in a way that it became muddy. There was still room underneath for the bass to have a lot of impact, for the kick drums to have a lot of impact. The guitar just went down into a nice growly tone, delivered this really simple, charging, heavy, well, not so much charging, but head-banging sort of riff. And then they took advantage of what they had. The synthesizer on top picked the perfect sound, going from that beautiful, jazzy, intricate piano to just the right synthesizer for doing some simple EDM riffing. And it just worked. I mean, I could have taken in quite a few more bars of that just on this sort of simple, this is some great headbanging quality stuff. It was fun. And then they managed to switch it back beautifully, came back round, through into the final verses, the chorus. It just had a great flow. It filled up over 5 minutes fantastically. I think maybe the only thing I'd add is that central, that sort of heavy riff, it was so impactful that maybe they could have come back and just done like 2 bars of that right at the end, just to sort of, tail everything off, just to bookend the song. Because it was so impactful that almost not having it come back around again almost felt a little bit like they'd sort of gone down. It was hard to crescendo from that. It was because you're never going to do anything as loud as that afterwards, subsequently. But still, the big, cool, long chorus, that pays off in its own way, especially if you're in the room when it's being played live and you're one of the people shouting along. That it's actually going to be the loudest bit for you. So I felt musically this was just an absolute treat. Fantastically played, really demonstrates why this band to me is so wonderful. I don't believe it's a single. Maybe it is, but I don't believe it is. A fantastic birthday present as far as I'm concerned. Thank you, ALiA. Greatly appreciate it. I know you wrote the song for me. Why did you put a question mark at the end? I don't know. But I'm assuming, again, it's all part of the compliment that I just don't understand. Yeah, great stuff. Really must say that I am looking forward to hearing more ALiA as always. I know this is a band who I'm perhaps a little bit more biased towards subjectively than our average listening audience. So I try to keep my interest in my own favourite bands relatively limited, but if I'm going to be listening to a band, I might as well share it with you guys. So I will be checking out some more ALiA in the future, certainly if you guys want me to as well. But a big thank you to you for following these reviews, and I'm now looking forward to reading your comments. As always, music is just subjectively as good as it appears to the listener. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think of this song. Please leave your comments. Feel free to justify them as much as you can, as I try to as well, and then we can discuss those hopefully if I get a little bit of time to dive into the comments. I certainly read them all even if I don't get a chance to respond to them all. Also, thank you if you don't mind liking or subscribing. Those are greatly appreciated, and if you want to get a little bit more out of the community of Japanese music fans who follow this channel, then feel free to follow any of our social medias as linked in the description below. Discord seems to be the most active place right now, so maybe start there and follow on from that point. But also a big thank you to everyone who keeps this channel going by following our Patreon. Is a massive thank you to you, and just thanks for making it through to the end of this video. So until I see you hopefully soon in Japan for the next one of these, for now, it's ciao ciao.